9 books to Goa. It was a 7-day trip, and I don't know what made me think that I'll be able to read all of those books, but then I do get it. Okay, I do get it, because I am a mood reader. I would not know which book I would want to read once I am away, and I have like this FOMO. What if I want to read a book and I don't have that book? That's the reason I buy the books that I want to read as soon as possible, because I'm like, what if someday I want to read that book and I don't have it in my hands? What am I gonna do? That is why I buy the entire series at once, which, come to think of it, is not the best thing, and I am trying to improve on it. I'm trying that I only buy one book, the first book of the... Anyways, that's not the point. The point is, I did take 8 books to Goa, 8 or 9 books to Goa. I also had some of my friends. Chai sent me a book, Smriti from Penguin sent me a book, Rutvik chose a book from my TBR. All of these books wrapped up in gift paper. Utsa very kindly, my brother, wrapped it up for me, and these were supposed to be the blind dates I have in Goa. Let's unfold all of the books that I have taken to Goa, the books I have read, the books that I bought in Goa, brought back with myself, all of those things in this reading vlog. I just want to apologize in advance though, because I really thought that I have taken way more clips than I have actually taken. I don't know why in my head I was like, I'm shooting all the time, because I was shooting the Goa vlog, I was shooting another video, and I was shooting this reading vlog. So in my head it's like, oh, I have talked so much to the camera, but when I started editing the video, I have not. So I apologize if the video is horrible, but even then, if you still stay till the end, I am so grateful. It's incomprehensible how grateful I am for you. My reading journey started in the train to Goa. The first book that I took to Goa and that I actually read was Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I also love this dedication. I love the dedication, the playlist, the map in the beginning of the book, and as I read the book, it was all gushy feelings. Oh my god, I had the best time. I kept reading and I kept reading, gushing, whatever, even though if I was disturbed. While Himalaya and Utsav, who were also with me on the trip by the way, watch the Goa vlog if you want to know more, were reading One Piece at the same time. Alana and Kat will final offer right here. The way I was gushing every single time a character from the Dreamland Billionaire series was coming is not normal. When Callahan came, I was dying, literally dying. And then there was Declan Kane, and I have not even read that book. I have not read Terms and Conditions, and even then, oh my god, when you're reading a new book from the same author and these characters make, like, what do you call it, a cameo, it's like you're going to a party and there are all of these strangers there, but then you lock eyes with someone who you know, even if they're an acquaintance, even if you don't know them very well and they're not even your friends, you just lock eyes with them and they're familiar to you. That's how I kept feeling whenever I was reading about any character from the Dreamland Billionaire series. In this book, I got myself some snacks, and it was not the healthiest, but I don't care. I actually had quite some fun. Why is Julian literally the best? Things he says and the things he does, oh my god. I'm done with 200 pages and I'm still not even halfway through the book, because it's like 550 or 600 pages. I just love the chemistry that Julian and Dahlia have, and I love their personal journeys towards things. But I do think, and I think it will come soon, like it makes sense why it's not there yet, but I am waiting for more of the emotional vulnerability and sharing the truth of themselves with each other, because so much of it is built up. But there's 600 pages. Obviously it's gonna take time. Am I complaining though? No, not even one bit. I love every single minute of it. Crazy how predictable these books can get, but it is so good. After many hours of sleeping and reading, I was finally done, and within an hour or two we had to get off the train, so I slept more after that. I can safely say that this yet again has hit home with me. I enjoyed this book so much. It has been a few days since I have read this book, and so I have had time to sit on it. I will say, even now, the book is quite long. It did not have to be that long. It's like 550 or 560 pages. That made the book a little repetitive. First of all, did I even tell you what the book is about? It's about Julian and Dahlia, who were childhood, I think, rivals, and then they were not separated, they just went their own ways, and then they come back to town for some reason and they get together, and Dahlia is going through some rough stuff and Julian is also going through some rough stuff, and you just see their journey, what happens once they get back together, not as a couple, as friends. Not even as friends actually, as rivals. Even then, that is sort of like the critical side of me. That is sort of like, you know what, I have to think about how I genuinely felt about the book. That side of me. If it comes to the point, did I enjoy my time? Did it make the train ride bearable? Yes. Yes, it was. It was the best start to the Goa trip, and the reading vlog and everything. Oh, it was so good. I would definitely highly recommend it. It does have spice and it is an adult romance, so it's not for teenagers, but even if you're a beginner, you can definitely start with it, though keep in mind that it is long, but at the same time the characters are so enjoyable that you will actually enjoy binging this book. It's a very binge worthy book. Next up, I started reading Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid on the beach, which was perfect. Utsav was reading Alone with You in the Ether. Himalaya was reading Book Thief. It was the best time ever, all of us at the beach just reading. It's the next day and I'm at the beach, and the book I'm starting with is Malibu Rising. I got this book because I just think it's the best book for this setting. It's Taylor Jenkins Reid. It's been on my TBR since ages, and I get to read it at the beach watching the sunset, which I'm hoping something like that will be there in this book. And so it's the next book. Let's go. I was actually getting really distracted while reading the book on the beach because Utsav and Himalaya were there, but it was the best feeling ever. Amazing! I am reading Malibu Rising, but that's such a beachy book that when I'm reading it at night at home, I'm not getting the same vibes at home as in the hotel, whatever. And so I'm going to be unwrapping the first book. I told Utsav to wrap all of the books so that I wouldn't know who sent it, because then if I knew who sent it, I wouldn't know the book, but I would know who has sent it. This, I don't even know who sent it, what is in there, nothing at all. So we're going to unwrap the first book. I think I'm going to give the camera to Himalaya to hold it. Himalaya, can you hold the camera? Special thanks to Utsav because he has tried and wrapped the books with minimal tape, and he has spent hours learning how to do it.
And spent hours.
Whatever. And I'm going to ruin it because I'm going to tear it from the middle. Oh, I know who this is from. Is there a note inside? No. One of you guys have actually sent this book to me. She recommended that I read this book and I put it in my wish list, and now she only sent it to me. So I'm going to read this. It is Encyclopedia of Fairies by Emily Wiles, and because I have read Akotar right now, I am in that phase of reading like fairy books. So I'm excited. This is the next book. I'm home. If you watch the Goa vlog, you'll know that there is a lot of tension in the room right now because of sunburn tickets and stuff, which just watch the Goa vlog to know. So apologies about the background noise, but I am contributing nothing to the situation, and so I have decided to sit and read this book. I'm so excited because it has fairies in it. I want to read Malibu Rising, but I'm not able to read it because, wait, did I just, oh no, I said it in the other vlog. Okay, because I'm not able to read, I'm not finished Malibu Rising at all, but I'm not able to read it if I'm not at the beach. Whenever I'm reading it, when I'm in Goa, in my bed, it feels like I'm committing some sort of sin. So I'm not gonna read that. And this one is actually the perfect book to read over here because it's cozy and nice, and then you read about fairies. So I'm gonna read this one now.
पागल हो गई क्या? पागल हो गई क्या?
What do you mean?
तू नहीं वो
Oh.
तेरे को क्या बोलना मैं?
I don't know. Why are you talking like this? I have been shooting tab se, and my mic was not in. Hi you guys. I don't know what day it is. I think the last time when I was talking to you, I was reading the Encyclopedia of Fairies, but I was not able to read that book. I was not able to understand why, because I really did like the first whatever pages I read. But then later on I came to know that I think I'm just not the kind of person that can read one book and then keep the other one on hold, especially when I'm enjoying the other book so much, and then read the other book, because then I'm enjoying too much. Doesn't make sense. Like, am I overwhelmed with my own joy? I don't know, but it's just how it is. So I stopped reading that book. Right now we're at the beach, as you have already seen, and I have Malibu Rising with me over here, and I love this setting. And I just woke up like some time back, so I may look ugly or whatever. I have my coffee here. This beach is insanely empty and it's insanely clean. It is so insanely clean. It is so amazing over here. It's the best morning routine. I literally want these mornings for me all the time. Talking about this book, I'm like 100 pages into it almost, and it's a story of this one Riva family, and you're following different characters from that family. That's Himalaya. Okay, you're following different characters from the family, and what they're doing, and you also go to the past of the parents and you see how they came into being or whatever, like how they came together, things like that. And in the present you're following the life of the 4 children, this one party that is going to happen. So we are in the daytime right now, it's leading up to it, and in part 2 the party will start. So I'm excited to see what is going to happen. Taylor Jenkins Reid never disappoints me. Literally, the prologue is what like grabbed my attention. It was crazy. So I'm gonna read this now. Bye. My book is getting all sandy and stuff over here, but I really don't care. Like Malibu Rising is gonna be covered in sea water and in sand, and I love that. Thanks to Himalaya, I have the best shots reading at the beach, but it was genuinely that good. It's not just shots, it was genuinely so much fun. And I finished Malibu Rising that day as the sun set on 31st December. We are opening the next packed book. I don't know which book it is and I don't know who packed it. I know who packed it, Utsav packed it, but I don't know who sent it. Okay, we have The Cloisters by Katie Hayes. Smriti from Penguin India sent this book to me as a surprise for this video, so thank you so much, Smriti. I do not know what this book is about, but I do remember I opened it up because it came with other books, and so I did not know that this is the secret book, so I opened it up, but I did not see what it is about so that I can be shocked. But I think it is something tarot card reading or something like that. Let's go. Malibu Rising was the last book of 2023, and oh my god, as amazing as it was, it put me in a slump actually because of how amazing it was and the way I have read it. I will remember it forever. I actually purposely put some seawater in the book to remember that I read it at the beach, and I put some sand in the book to remember that I read it at the beach. What an experience. Taylor Jenkins Reid never ever disappoints. When has she disappointed me till now? It's been 4 books. And when has she disappointed me? There are some sensitive topics in here, so I think you should read the trigger warning. But the way it kept going back and forth in time, the way it kept hopping from character to character, but it was so seamless. I did not realize that all of those things was happening. It was the best experience ever. This book is about so many other characters and family and relationships and what it is like to be siblings and the different roles every member of the family plays in the family, and tragedy and just beauty of tragedy. And I highly recommend it if you have not read it already. The next book I took to Goa but I did not read was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I started reading this because I could not get into Malibu Rising, but then I could not get into this because I was already in the middle of Malibu Rising, and as you can see, that was sort of like the beginning of my reading slump where I did not know what to do. I did not know what to read and I was following my instincts, and so I ended up not reading this book. But if you were excited to see my reaction and you want to know what I think about this book, I am reading it in another video which is coming out very soon. This, yet again, I read around 50 pages of this book in the train while coming back from Goa because after 31st I barely got to read. Did not get into it as much as I tried to. It was the hangover of Malibu Rising, but now when I think back to this book, I really do want to read it as soon as possible. The other books that I took to Goa were How Do You Live? This is translated from Japanese, and I thought that I would read this book every single morning when I went to Goa and have sort of like a rejuvenating experience on New Year's. Did not get to it. I took A Coat of Mist and Fury because I had finished reading A Coat of Thorns and Roses, and I thought that I would be eager to read this book. Like I could not stop myself from reading this book and things like that because that's how I felt when I started reading this book, but I quickly lost interest in it and I have not read it since then, and then I just gave up on the entire series. So if you have been waiting for the Akata reading vlog, I am so sorry it's getting delayed, but I need more motivation to read the series because I am not the biggest fan of the first book. I need to know it gets way better. I took Love on the Second Read, the same thing as Malibu Rising, even though it's not a beachy book, it is a summery book, and I thought I'll have summer vibes over there, so I'll get to it, but I did not. Chaitanya Chai actually sent this book to me, which is Finding Us Again by Francois Case. The way I have been dying to read this book since I have seen it is not normal, but I did not even open it in Goa. It's just so sad because once I opened the book and I saw what it's about, it would have been a very quick read. Like if in case I opened this instead of Encyclopedia of Fairies, I was just not in the mood for like reading about fairies. If I had opened that book, I think I would have read that book. But both the books that I opened in Goa were like magical and tarot card and fantasy, and I just did not get into it. And in the end, Ritwik chose this book for me from my TBR card and Utsav packed this book for me. I did not know for the longest time which book it is, but now I do because I was setting my TBR card. So I came to know which book is not there in the TBR card, and that is Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, which kudos to Ritwik. I have really been wanting to read this book since the longest time, but at the same time I know for a fact that even if I did open this book, I would not read it. Firstly because it's really dark, the trigger warnings are just crazy, and secondly because the text is literally the smallest and I could not finish it. It's too long for me to finish on the trip. So the books that I got from Goa were, first I got At Certain Points We Touch by Lauren John Joseph. This is a story of two people who were madly in love, blah blah, but they were separated from each other. I had not seen this book anywhere at all, but when I saw it at Champaka bookstores in Goa, it attracted me towards it in a way that no book has attracted me towards it. So I bought this book, but as soon as I have come back to Ahmedabad, suddenly I am seeing this book everywhere, and apparently it's a very famous and beautiful book. So, and then we have A Nearly Normal Family by M.T. Edwardson, which I got from actually like a random bookshelf. There was a hidden place in Goa. If you have not watched the vlog, you should watch the vlog to know more, but there's a hidden place in Goa that I discovered while peeing, and that hidden place was behind a bookshelf. So just to remember that entire experience and that there was a bookshelf behind which there was a secret place and I got to experience all of those things, I wanted one book from that bookshelf, and those people over there very kindly gave it to me for free for remembrance. Even if the book is not good, I know that it's one of the best memories that I have. I did get 2 more books, but yet again I'm going to leave you at a cliffhanger of what those 2 books are. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know this because that is yet another video that I filmed in Goa, which is Strangers Pick Out My TBR, the Goa edition, and now you have to wait for that. I feel like every time I post a Goa vlog, there is one more Goa vlog to come. I posted the Goa vlog, then this video was supposed to come. Now this video is like, that video is supposed to come. I know you guys have to wait, but I really hope that it is worth it. I really hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, I am sorry that I did not get as many clips as I thought that I got over there. I really did try my best though, and if you have stayed till the end, please tell me that I did an okay job at least in the comment section. I will be so grateful. I will see you guys again very soon. Bye.